but the taste of it too. So I'm going to do an edible window box, which is both good to look at and good to pick. And my front garden is looking fantastic, but this window box needs a bit of love. And what I want to put into this is some chilies which will come out of the greenhouse. Now, chilies are perfect to go outside for the end of the summer. They love catching up those rays, and ones which are grown outside tend to have much stronger flavour. So it's a good idea to bring them out. But because they're not frost hardy, and because it's entirely possible to carry on growing them as houseplants, I'm just going to sink them in as pots into this. So once the autumn comes along, I can nip them out. The thing about window boxes is a bit of a boom and bust lifestyle. If it's hot, it's very hot. They tend to be very windy, and when it gets cold, it gets very cold. So you have to choose plants which are appropriate for the situation. Also, the weight of the window box is an issue. This can't fill it up with lots of heavy crop. So to improve the drainage and to bulk out the bottom, I'm just adding some broken up polystyrene, and then quickly put in some good compost. It's also a good idea to remember that any shop bought compost has fertiliser for about 6 weeks, and then post that 6 weeks there's not much food left in it. And you're going to have to feed your plants if you want them to grow big. I'm also going to put in some sage because it's tough, mustard because it tastes good, but mostly these beautiful violas that I got mail order. Now they're called Freelinas, and they're yellow and they're trailing. And they're gorgeous, and they'll flower right the way through into the autumn. Now, nearly all mail order plants tend to look a little bit worse for wear, and that's fine, because the minute they get going, they'll soon make up for lost time. But the one thing you do need to do is just pinch out any flowers, because they're too much energy, and you want to concentrate on getting some good root growth. I'm going to stick there, grab a bit more compost. And because I need them to go and trail over the edges, I'm going to stick them very close to the edge and just make sure that they're well and nestled in there, slightly lower than they came, so that they'll branch out, and then the sage will become a big plant. So you've got two choices: pick a lot of it and eat and cook with it to keep it small, or keep pruning it to keep it in size. And then I'm going to sow this mustard. Now this is called red frills, and it's a brilliant deep red colour. Tastes lovely, and it's delicious, and it looks fantastic. So again, it's quick to germinate, and you don't need much, so just scatter a little seed. And you just need to firm it down, give it a bit of a water, and within days, I promise you, it will be up.
I decided to step up and make me some food. That is very good. You can always tell a good cook. Simplest things, presented beautifully. Oh, that's really good.
So nice, isn't it? I love potatoes.
That's the first proper cooked food from our gardens here. 5 months in, and a big bowl of potatoes.
All of those. Not just potatoes, flowers, onions, peas, marjoram, thyme.
There's something about food picked from the garden and eaten straight away. Just so full of vitality. It's very Moorish, isn't it, Alice?
It's good.
Well, that's the end of the programme, I'm afraid. Next week is all about working with nature. I visit my 4th RHS garden, Hyde Hall, where they created a garden that's been shaped by the wind and blends perfectly with the natural landscape. Jo is with Alice and I here at Greenacre, and you're off with your community gardeners, reaping the harvest of their first season's growing. Alice will tell you herself, but she's busy eating my tea. And Carol, well, she's with a gardening class collecting seed. All that's next week. But until then, make an escape to your garden this weekend. Oh, Alice, do you know what? I've got to catch up here. This is something you could do every week.
You'd have to be really nice to me then. Yes,
Gosh.
acidic. And we've got sandy clay loam, and we're very low on organic matter. But I
Okay.
thought I'd just check it out against this shop-bought version. And, you know, slowly but surely we're going to come out at acid, I think.
The results are bearing true.
Bearing true, and that's something I'm going to be concentrating on this year. I'm looking at low-cost methods for your garden.
Brilliant stuff. Well, there's plenty of space for your thrifty ideas, Alice.
Yeah.
And improving